Shalom, family. It's good to see you all here. I hope everybody is doing well. Listen, they are going on full attack with this BLM thing, and they're really addressing all of us. Now, we know the vast majority of us don't have any ties whatsoever to BLM. But when does that stop the enemy from attacking us? They'll find a way. Now, we know they use cold language to attack us. We know how heavy, like in the past, they were on thug, thug. Thug was us. Okay? Thug was us. And look, now they're on the BLM. They're not talking just specifically to BLM, they're talking to all of us. And it's not unusual for them to use another melanated face to attack our people. The media in this country is notorious for that. And we are the only group of people they do that to. You don't see them putting Asians on attacking other Asians, or East Indians attacking other East Indians, or Arabs attacking. They only exclusively do that crap to us. They don't do it to anyone else. And it's a trick they've been playing since the media has existed. And you'll get that melanated face to say all the things they wish they could say to us. Plain and simple. It's been going on forever. So many of you may know there was a Black Miss Israel. Okay. There was for a beauty pageant, Miss Israel. And they're now using her to come out and attack Black Americans, hiding behind the guise of BLM. So I'm going to play the video that just came out not long ago. And I want you to listen to what she is saying. She is butt sore that we are not siding with Israel. But, as I said before, we're not siding with anybody because, as I said before, historically, it has never been a benefit for us to side with anyone when it comes down to these groups. Because at the end of the day, when everything settles down and people get what they want, they're going to go right back to treating us like dirt. So we have learned from the past not to take a side, because taking a side has never been good for us at the end of the day. And we can go back in history. We can come all the way to present day. It has consistently been that way. It has never changed. So I'm going to show you this video that recently came out. Let me see if I can pull this up. And you can see what a former Black Miss Israel had to say, how she wanted to address us. Okay. Here we go, y'all.
It was the summer of love, and Black Lives Matter was rampaging. The mostly peaceful protests killed about 24 people, torched cities, and racked up $2 billion in damage. They sucked up $90 million in donations, and most of it went missing. BLM destabilized this country, and the world was watching.
When did this ever happen where we went out and protest and it destabilized the entire nation? Do you see the desperate propaganda that they're using? But nevertheless, y'all, Fox News is not the only one doing this. Don't believe that for one moment. All of these new news networks are on the attack because we won't openly, as a whole, choose a side. I've never seen protests from BLM or any of our protests, for that matter, that destabilized an entire country. But this is what the demon is sitting there trying to say. Let me go on.
Even a Hamas warlord exploited George Floyd's death.
جورج فلويد قتل في مثل هذه الأيام نتيجة منهجية عنصرية موجودة لدى أشخاص. اليوم هذه العنصرية التي قتل بها جورج فلويد يمارسها الاحتلال ضدنا وضد أهلنا. إحنا يجب أن يضع العالم الحر وشباب العالم الحر كله حداً لهذه الجرائم.
Last week, BLM posted a pro-Hamas image, paragliding terrorists swooping in to butcher kids.
Now, y'all look at that sign. It doesn't say, I stand with Hamas. It doesn't say that, but this is what he's saying. It says, I stand with Palestine. That's what that post says. But listen to what he's saying. Oh, well, they stand with Hamas. You see the propaganda? See, if you don't really listen and pay attention, this could easily go over your head. Now, talk about playing mind games with the public. Look at what they're doing. I stand with Palestine. Yeah, see, they support Hamas. I don't see Hamas on that sign. BLM can support whoever they want. But as for the majority of us that are not part of BLM, we're not taking sides. Let me go on.
But apologized and said they do not support Hamas. And we believe them. The first ever Black Miss Israel is now calling out BLM, saying they're all hypocrites.
Remember you screaming in the street. I can breathe. I can breathe. Hamas is ISIS. Pray for us. Pray for Israel. Because we can breathe.
TT Ayana is a former Miss Israel.
Okay, let me stop it right there. How the hell do you compare George Floyd and one Black man that was lynched out in the streets of America to an entire war that's going on between Hamas and Israel? Look at the comparison they're trying to make. One Black man that was wrongfully lynched in the streets of America, which many have been, to an entire war that's going on. You see what they're doing here? I'm serious. That is a stretch. That is a stretch. But let's go on.
And a human rights activist. So, TT, what exactly changed your opinion with Black Lives Matter?
Hey, Jesse. Thank you for having me here tonight. I just saw their post, as you said before, with the terrorist that came to kill Israel and Israeli citizens. And for them, not just, for them supporting Palestinian, they say it's okay, but for them not saying anything about 1,400 civilians who were murdered by the Hamas, and for them not saying anything about women who was raped by the terrorist, for them not saying anything when they heard that they slaughtering babies in Israel, and they say they care about Black people, they say they care about human rights. What about my rights as a Black woman in Israel? In Israel there is huge Black Jewish community here, and I thought Black Lives Matters in Israel too. So I was shocked by their response, but that they didn't say anything about this. And
do you think Black Lives Matter is a fraud?
I think they are hypocrites. They support, because if you support human rights, you're supposed to stand with Israel. You're supposed to say something about it. So for me...
Did y'all hear what she said? You're supposed to stand with Israel. Did you hear what she said? No, what they're doing is going on full attack because they're upset that we won't openly take a side. So they're using these mainstream media platforms to take swipes at all of us. They're attacking all of us, but they're just hiding behind BLM. Okay, they're hiding behind BLM to do the attack. So now they got a melanated face, which they have always done on Fox News. Okay, Fox News already got a track record. I have never seen one positive story about anybody with melanin come off of Fox News. So we already know how this whole thing is going to unfold before it even starts. So let's go on. So she just said, we're supposed to side with Israel. That's what she just said. Let's go on.
They don't represent, Black Lives Matters. They don't care.
But the top Hamas warlord says he's just like George Floyd.
Hamas, they are a terror organization that nobody should support and listen. They are the new Nazis. They are bloodthirsty monsters who come to the innocent civilians' houses and murder. They come to the festival, to music festival in Gaza Strip and murder young, beautiful, Israelis. And nobody should support Hamas, and nobody should listen to them. And for the word just coming and saying that they are supporting this organization, they need to know that they are supporting the killing of innocent, helpless civilians. There is now in Gaza hostages. I am a mother. I know you are a father too. Can you imagine that somebody will come to your house and go to your child bedroom and burn them alive?
Yes, we can imagine that because that happened to Emmett Till. There have been countless Black men, women, and children historically in this country snatched out of their houses and lynched and burned and dismembered, all that stuff. So, yeah, we can imagine it because it's already happened to our people. Let's go on.
How the world can be okay with this? How the world can support this kind of evil? This is what.
Well, we have been getting murdered out here in America for centuries. And everything you're describing, if it has already happened to us. So not only can the world imagine it, this whole world has sat by and watched us get murdered on the regular. Okay. So when you say, how can the world watch? The world has been watching us get killed since these folks been on the soil. And the world don't say nothing. But when the same thing happens to others, the very people that you ignore, you want them to stand up and say something now? Really? Let's go on.
But I don't understand.
It is evil.
How,
and I'm glad you
BLM
used
can
that
support
word because
this.
a lot of people are afraid to use that word. In this instance, you have to call it what it is, and it's evil. TT, were you trained to be in the military when you were in Israel?
Yes, I was officer in the military army and in the Israeli army.
Have you considered, going back there and doing your duty?
I will always do what my country need me to do. I will protect my country, and I will protect my son.
Good. I love that. And we should do that here in the United States, mandatory military service. That would make this country a lot better. TT, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so you heard that, right? Now, again, when you saw that sign, it said from BLM Chicago. It says, I support Palestine. And when he got to that part, he said, they support Hamas. You see the game they are playing. Now, historically, we have always been tarnished in the US media. And now that this war has broken out, they have done everything but throw the kitchen sink. And yes, I did see that story of Amy Schumer trying to use an old footage of MLK and trying to imply that he sides with Israel. And Bernice King recently came out to correct her. Okay. So, y'all, this stuff, they're going to go heavy on this. This is actually going to get worse. As time go by and we refuse to get involved, they're going to keep coming, and just expect to see more black faces on the media trying to drag us because we're not saying anything. Count on it. It's coming. It's going to get far worse than this. So, what we can do is when these things happen, we push back. My platform may not be as big as Fox News, but I sure as hell can say something when they try to pull these sort of stunts. And y'all, just know they're going to keep doing this as long as they're warring back and forth over there. We have zero to do with why that war broke out, why it's going on now, and we have nothing to do with why so many are getting killed. But do you see how they're directing the message towards us? BLM means us, y'all. I mean, I know some of y'all don't, because I had some people, oh, it means BLM over there in Palestine. No, they mean us. That's why Fox News and this former Miss Israel is addressing the US audience. They're addressing the Black audience here in the US. They're not addressing Black people in Palestine. So please don't come back here with that. That is not what they're doing. Fox News set this whole thing up to address us. So please don't come back with that. They're talking about BLM in Palestine. No, they're not. They wouldn't be doing that and talking to an American audience. Okay? They're not doing that. And stop taking us for fools. We know what we're looking at. So now they're comparing an entire war to George Floyd. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up if you want it to. Yes, that's why it's on American TV at an American network. They're addressing us. Mhm. Yeah. I mean, I don't expect anything better or even anything halfway decent from Fox News. We see the kind of scoundrels they'll put on there, Larry Elder, Candace Owens. I mean, we see the scoundrels they put on there. All the Black people they put on there, Stacey Dash at one point. They put a bunch of grifters on there, y'all. But that's what Fox News do. What they do is they locate a bunch of Black grifters and put them on there to talk against the people. And see, that is another point I want to make. When it comes down to even platforms like YouTube, see, they'll promote what I call safe Negro channels, like cooking, hair, fashion, and they'll promote any Black channel where you got a raccoon that talks against their own people. Those channels will get heavily promoted. And if you notice, they will have a few 100,000 followers, even 1 million. Now, see, they'll let them make that. But if you are on the side of social justice, no, your channel ain't going to grow but so much. You can only get so far. That's not what they want to promote. So you got to be either a safe Negro channel or a channel that's willing to talk crap about your own people. Then you can rise on YouTube world with no problem. You most certainly can. Yeah, that Fox News put a bunch of grifters on there, y'all. That's all they ever do. They don't do anything else. So I wanted you to see this. I want y'all to see how hard they're trying to come for us because we won't openly take a side. So they're doing this through the guise of BLM, but they're not fooling any of us with this stuff. They're not fooling us. We know what's going on. No, I'm not shocked about that, Brenda Hill. So those of you that took your time to be here today, I deeply appreciate you coming. You know, please share the video. You know, I think many of us should see this because these are the kind of attacks that are going to keep coming over and over. And, you know, my thing is, please explain to all of us how George Floyd is equivalent to an entire war going on between two groups over there in the middle. How is that even possible? But this is what they're doing out here, and I just want y'all to see this. So everybody, please enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for coming over here to listen to this. I deeply appreciate each and every one of you. Shalom, family.